match. Doesn't matter where we are in the bracket. Starts off the same way, and there's Raikou coming off the bench for the grand final. Waz and Raikou back in the saddle again. Reformed playing their main composition. This is the battle of the best. Method Black versus Reformed.
Yeah, Method Black, they need to land that crowd control onto Relza, get some stun locks onto Dizio and Flappers, and take them down. Reform, they need to get those traps onto Chaz, so it is a CC battle between these two rosters, but this is going to be a very quick matchup.
Dizio is an explosive trap right behind him if Waz stuns him, or it's just a snare trap, unfortunately, so not going to be knocking Waz away. Preemptive pain suppression was used by Relza to allow Dizio to be very tanky and potentially get aggressive. Raikou doesn't seem to care, though. Icy Veins has already been popped. Double Fear secured. Method Black looking to be in a good position here if they can get some burst out onto Dizio. Frostbolts are flying. The Icicles will shortly be soon after. Relza trying to counteract with the Archangel pop. The Penance being channeled gets instantly kicked into a kidney shot, and Method Black's crowd control has been relentless now, forcing an aspect of the turtle so early on from Dizio.
Yeah, not the worst trade, though. There was the Icy Veins from Raikou. Very scary cooldown. Chaz now caught into the maim. Do they have any follow-up CC? Relza getting in position to look for a fear. Doesn't want to risk it just yet. He's going to be playing back a little bit right now. Full trap over onto Chaz. Raikou into his first ice block. Now Waz getting swapped too. Cloak of Shadow is going to be used, but he's getting lower and lower. He trinkets out of the maim. Frozen Orb going to be connected to Dizio as well. Full blind onto Relza into the full polymorph. Dizio trying to get away. Caught into the cheap drop. Big burst as everyone from Method Black is also running down at the same time, but Dizio looks to be the one that might fall, and he finally gets taken down. Method Black excellently done there with their crowd control. I thought Reformed actually played that pretty well defensively, but just got taken down with an excellent CC coming in from Method Black.
You know, that's one of those crazy moments, too. We're waiting for the blind pick, the same as you guys are at home. We see the same exact second that you do.
Going up against them really has to be prepared for anything.
But on the opposite side, we see Reformed, a team that they're completely skilled capped at. That is just a fact. They're phenomenal on this jungle. Will they be able to take one on Ruins?
All right, the gates have opened, ladies and gentlemen. Method Black lead 1-0 in this best-of-7 grand finals. Method Black are looking to prove that they are the champions over Reformed, who won the spring finals just a few short weeks ago. So let's see if they've improved with these new compositions to finally overcome this adversity.
Yep, Blessing of Sanctuary going to be used out immediately, so Chaz now susceptible to those fears or stuns a little bit later on. Waz taking a little bit of damage. Chaz having to heal through that. Full blind going to be put over onto Relza. Who are they going to open up onto? Waz sort of playing a game of defense right now. He vanishes, looking for the sap, but actually makes a big swap over onto Relza. Wing's going to be used. So much damage onto Relza right now, but he manages to survive as he human racials out of that stun. Dizio and Flappers also taking quite a bit of burst right now as Flappers caught into the stun. He's not going to trinket out. Ascendance already used there by Chaz as well. He wants to top off his team. Both teams have big pressure early on.
That was Blessing of Protection and Astral Shift onto Chaz. Flappers is actually attacking the healer, which is a bit different than we've seen in the past against this composition, though. A Capacitor Totem has been landed on the Relza. Flappers is at low HP, trades out his Survival Instincts to reduce the damage coming towards him. Rapture allows Relza to spam Powered Shield so his team can stay aggressive, and they are just hunting down the Shaman. Because he's playing Relentless, I believe he's Orc as well, means that no stun will actually trigger that. He sits through every stun, and Flappers is looking to just kill Chaz in a stun when he can't get out of it. That's a nice, interesting adaptation to the adaptation talent.
Yeah, he still has the Spiritling talent if he needs it, and of course he has a protection from Swapsy. Nice double fear coming in, though, with the bash over onto Chaz. Like you said, he's not going to be able to get out of that stun. Swapsy taking quite a bit of damage. Adaptation finally going to be proc there on that first trap. Interrupt onto Chaz as well. Swapsy trying to line of sight. Blood of Silence over onto Relza, trying to slow him down as Waz creates some pressure over onto Flappers. But Relza with the Archangel should be able to heal through this damage for now. Swapsy down to 40% HP on top of the tomb, spamming out those flash of blades. Chaz in a good position to get out some healing waves as well. Full stun over onto Dizio. Waz, in typical Waz fashion, he's just going to be swapping around, trying to peel, keep the other team guessing.
Yeah, it's been a close fight so far as both teams start to stabilize. We see Reformed initiating and then Waz counter-initiating by stunning Flappers away. Chaz is actually getting attacked. A lot of damage following it up. How is he going to deal with this pressure? Waz gets knocked away. Chaz is trying to sneak out some heals. Now caught in the bursting shot. There's no adaptation available for this full trap, and this could easily be Divine Shield. Swapsy can't afford to cast Flash of Light. If he gets interrupted, he can't trigger Divine Shield. So he's trying to use Eye for an Eye and be greedy. greedy, but it's not enough damage reduction to hold on to the Divine Shield. Massive spell attempt not able to be landed either. Swapsy is still low on health. Chaz is also getting cleaved down by Flappers. Flappers sitting right on top of his face, landing a Skull Bash onto that heal. Do they have another interrupt? Dizio gets gouged away. He's forced to blind the Feral Druid as they desperately swap to Relza to find the kill. Relza is going to respect the cooldowns and trade out a pain suppression. Now, as soon as this attempt on Relza's life is over, Swapsy is very exposed. They get adaptation out of the way. There's really nothing to keep Swapsy alive for the next freezing trap. So long as Relza can make it to that point, he's going to Shining Force the team away. He drops a barrier. He's hiding at the Tombstone, desperately trying to stay alive. Swapsy overextends. It's do or die at this point for both teams.
Yeah, nice double fear coming in from Relza, but Swapsy and Waz, they have committed. There's their full stun. Can they take him down? Chaz in as well for the offensive dispels. Relza line of sight, some cap totally going to be used. Relza needs to survive just a little bit longer. Rapture is the only thing keeping him alive. They have so many interrupts at their disposal. Full blind over onto Dizio right now as Waz wants to continue this aggression onto Relza. Chaz down to around 40% HP as well. Bloodhouse Silence connects. Relza, one more stun. It's going to be over. Evans comes in. He gets interrupted. Can they get the Shadow Man? No, they do not. And they finally secure the full stun. He turned it down. He's able to survive. Gets taken down as well. 2v2 situation. Outlaw Rogue, Resto Shaman against a Feral Hunter. This is going to be interesting.
There's no adaptation for 2 seconds. Does he have the trap right before it? He knocks Chaz out of line of sight, but Flappers is getting bursted down by Waz. Flappers cannot survive this without a healer, obviously. He's on the run, but Waz hunts him down straight to the finish line. That was so close, but Method take the lead 2-0.
Black is going to be doing to counteract that is they're going to try to fear up the Feral Druid of Flappers and Dizio, and then they're going to be trying to do those switches onto Relza, maybe blind Relza after that and switch to Flappers or Dizio. So they're going to be swapping around between the healer and DPS a lot here in this game number 3.
Keep your eyes on that as the gates do open, but also keep in mind Method Black formed this team with one purpose, and that was to win BlizzCon. Reformed, a team that really came up this season, is the closest team, the only team who knows they're going, who will be able to take this third game.
All right, Reformed, they're going to need to go in guns blazing and show us the offensive plays that got them the Spring Championship and show us why they're the best jungle in Europe and possibly the world. We can see Swapsy getting stunned up early on, but Fawaz is just peeling the whole team away. Tricks of the Trade has been popped as they initiate an attack onto Relza, immediately getting a pain suppression from him, which is great for them. Now they're going to be looking for another swap later on to get a trinket, the human ratio, and after that, there's really nothing left to keep Relza alive, so getting a cooldown that early on is a huge advantage for Method Black.
Yeah, Waz coming back to peel up a little bit, gouge on the Flappers, stun over onto Dizio as they look to try to get aggressive over onto Swapsy, but Chaz and Swapsy once again together. Power barrier is going to be dropped out to negate some of this damage coming in onto Swapsy. Maim onto Chaz, but he did a good job with that barrier, so Swapsy's really not going to be taking too much pressure. Double Fear coming in once again, stun on Relza as they make another big swap onto him. He trinkets out, and now he has no pain suppression, no trinket. If they can get a stun on him on the next DR with that Plunder Armor, Waz can definitely take him down. But everyone from Reform is just rotting down. This is a nightmare situation for Relza.
All right, Swapsy is finally some pressure going towards him. Maybe he'll have to use the Astral Shift. Either way, Relza needs to get ready for the next attack. He either has to go all in, trinket the next stun, and just kill Swapsy, or he's going to go down 2 seconds away from getting his trinket. Is there enough damage? No, Waz is not really able to commit it, so luckily for Relza, he's going to have another 18 seconds of diminishing return time, but getting feared away by Chaz. They swap to Flappers, immediately getting his trinket and survival instincts, and this is do or die once again for both teams. Can Flappers close this out and kill Swapsy? Swapsy eats the freezing trap. They follow it with a fear, but unfortunately it's diminishing returns. There's no crowd control for Chaz. Stun DR is slowly rotating off, and Waz has every cooldown available to kill Relza. As soon as Waz switches over to Relza, he's going to disappear faster than the dinosaurs. They're going to fly Relza and go after Flappers instead. I don't really like this play. I think it would have been maybe better to go onto Relza with the Plunder Armor. Flappers is managing to hang on by a thread, hugging that bear form. Mind controlled into the Shadow Side Eyes for extra damage taken. There's the Stormkeeper. There's the Lightning. And here comes the Method Black Storm now, leading the series 3-0, switching it up constantly and making themselves look unbeatable.
You really did think that Jungle was. Are you surprised to see Method having so many compositions that could potentially beat it?
A little bit surprising, honestly. I didn't think that the LA Outlaw would be that good into it because, you know, LA is very susceptible to dying, but they managed to make it work, and they're swapping around fantastically between the healer and the DPS, so really good.
Grand final. Method Black looking to close it out here for all the marbles in our first EU Cup of Season 2.
Ooh, both healers actually getting sapped up early on in this game. This could be an explosive match as Flappers got stunned away. No damage actually being exchanged despite that early crowd control, which is a bit surprising. Sanctuary has been used onto Chaz, and Flappers is actually just AoEing the whole team. I like that adaptation. Arcane Mage does a ton of AoE damage, and so does the Assassination Rogue. So if they just attack all three targets, they can burn them down all at the same time. I think it's going to be a better option for them on this small map, as it's difficult to land polys on that Resto Shaman with all his pesky interrupts and grounding totems. So Gello is just attacking him instead and to force mana. But
Okay.
Oh.
We didn't talk about
what?
it. This is what happened. Relza got caught into a full blind, into a cheap shot, into a gouge, and then finally got he got one global, and Flappers got taken down very early on. That was all set up by Waz there.